I would encourage you guys to do a little test in your own family. Ask your kids to name 3 celebrities and then say, name your 3 favorite musicians. Then after that, say, name your 3 favorite Bible verses. You don't have to be Christian to do this. Go ahead, if you're not Christian, ask your kids to name 3 values specific to your family. What are the 3 most important values to your family? See how easy of a time they have answering that last question. A lot of people are going to be really surprised by how quickly their kids can answer the first sets of questions and how they struggle on that last one. And that's not a reflection of our kids. That's a reflection of us. It's a reflection of what matters to us, what we are implanting, what we are imparting on our kids. We need to imprint the things that matter. Don't be afraid to talk to your kids about your politics. Don't be afraid to talk to them about why you feel the way you do. The thing I figured out a long time ago is that if we don't imprint our beliefs on our kids, people who hate us will. People who hate your values, a lot of them don't have kids. And because they don't have kids, their values are their kids. It's why you see people glue themselves to the road over some weird issue. And you're like, why would somebody care that much about that issue and glue themselves to the road? Well, it's very simple. Most of them don't have children. The issue is their child. So what you are willing to do for your child, they are willing to do for that issue. The left will do for whatever thing they make up that they decide is, the issue of the day. So we have to love our kids enough to give them the knowledge, give them the tools to protect their minds from these people who will try in predatory ways to get into their brains. You've got to impart the wisdom, but you've also got to impart the truth, and you've got to not be afraid to have real conversations with them. For a long time there was this saying, family, we don't talk about politics, we don't talk about religion at Thanksgiving. Why not? Why don't you talk to your kids about these issues? Wait, so you don't talk about that with friends? Really? What's the basis of your friendship if you don't agree on basic fundamental moral values? If I can't agree with somebody that you shouldn't murder children or you shouldn't sexualize them, I have no interest in a relationship with you as a friend. Maybe some people don't know what a friend is. Maybe that's really what's going on. Maybe that's the problem in our whole country, is a lot of people have forgotten what real friendship, what real honor looks like, what real values look like. If you think about, there's stories in the Bible about whittling down an army to the smallest, most ideological core. This isn't just a biblical story either. This is actually in multiple religions. They have stories similar to this. You whittle it down to the smallest, most ideological core. You could fight any army with that group, with that small group who are ideologically committed to the death to what they believe in. It's time to raise those people up. That's who I want my kids to be. Your kids are not stupid. And in fact, one of the things that makes the left strong is they don't treat your kid like they are stupid all the time. They tell them, hey, you're ready to unlock this knowledge that maybe your parents are not letting you unlock. They entice them with new sort of categories that they can go into and discussions they can go into. Have a family constitution. Have a list of things that matter to your family. We can be the greatest teachers in our kids' lives, and we should be. We've really got to ask ourselves these questions and do everything we can to produce a generation of warriors. Warriors for truth. Warriors for the right thing. Warriors who are uncompromising in their values and integrity. That's on us. We can raise those warriors up. Let me know what your kids say. Don't be afraid to say, my kids couldn't name the Bible verses. And if they can name them, you're doing a great job. A well-rounded child probably knows all of it. Our kids see and will engage with the world. As they get older, they are going to have to operate within the world more fully. If you shield them too much from it, that culture shock can do a lot of really negative things. Sometimes people tell me, I'm afraid to have kids. I don't want to have kids in this crazy world. This world is nuts right now. It's awful. It's terrible in all these ways. I don't want to bring somebody into this world like this. I would challenge them. The world needs kids from people like you who will raise them to be warriors, to be part of that whittled down group of ideological warriors who will die for what they believe in, because they will not be changed by anyone who tries to impart evil values upon them. So that's my challenge to people. Raise up the warriors you want to see in the world. Are you disgusted by what you see out there? Are you sick every time you see the state of humanity? Or do you find it really disturbing how emasculated men have become? Raise up the difference makers. Raise up the warriors. Be the change. If you're not able to, if you're not ready to, if you're unwilling to, you're part of the problem. Because a whole lot of people silently, they sit in their room at night with their spouse or significant other or whatever, and they complain about this stuff, but they do nothing to change it. They have a child and they stick an iPad in front of their face. The iPad raises the child more than you do. That is the problem with our country. Get outside, raise your child. Make them a reflection of what you want to see in the world.